Hello and welcome to Only Fools and SAFC with a very special Weird Time Derby podcast. So we couldn't really go, throughout the occasion without doing a very special edition of our podcasts. I've got a good friend of mine on the show, known her for quite a very, very long time, from my days on Stagecoach. Welcome, Shelley. How are you doing?
I'm not too bad, darling. How's yourself?
I'm good. Very looking forward to Saturday, shall we say. It's been a long time coming, so I guess it's going to be the same from your side.
Oh, God, mate, you've got no idea. Absolutely no idea.
It's been a long, long time.
Yeah.
A lot of things have changed since the last one. So I just kind of wanted to get a feel from the Newcastle side, how are the Newcastle fans feeling about the derby? Obviously, because I think we were unbeaten in the last nine, but a lot of things have changed since then. Look at where you are and where we've been, and it's been a massive upheaval. But what's the actual Newcastle fans thinking about the derby?
I want to say it's divided at the minute. You've got your die-hard fans that have had, the whole derby history for many, many a year. You've got them going, yeah, we've got Sunderland here, we're all over it, we're winning this, Mackems are going to be eating words and things like that. Then you've got fans like myself at the minute that are sat going, I want to win. I really, really do want to win. But the way I'm looking at it now is if we go to a draw, obviously they've abolished the whole replay rule. It'll be a case of if we go to penalties, we are done for. Like you say, our history's not at the minute. Lost 8 of our last 9. I mean, if I was to start going back to Monday, which I'm not going to do, it was a shambles.
Mm-hmm.
We were poor. I want to say we were robbed with some decisions we were and we weren't. But that was Monday. Obviously, ourselves had Tony Mowbray sacked. And I mean, me and my other half, when we heard that, even we couldn't wrap our heads around that decision. We thought it was, is it something to do with new manager bounce in hopes that, for the derby, things will go your way, or whether it was a tactical decision from upstairs, or there's something going on upstairs in your place that nobody knows about, that we'll never find out about. You just don't know, really, do you?
No, I think it was a case of the model that we use, and Tony Mowbray, I think he was getting sick of being used as a kind of a scapegoat, and he opened his mouth and kind of criticised the board, and then they got rid of him. But who they've got replaced them, the fans are where you're up in arms about,
Yeah, I've seen that. I mean, I like I say this on every podcast I go on. I know my stuff about football, but I don't attain to know it all. Like I say, your new manager, don't know a lot about him. I do believe he's ex-Rangers manager.
Yeah.
I don't know. I get a bit of
time will tell. At the minute, the jury's out. There's a lot of people didn't want him, but he's our manager, so we've just got to give him a chance, I suppose. But
I get a wee advice from him, Wayne. I really do. I don't know what it is. I just do.
It's a strange situation. Like you see, it's not like we were doing poorly with 3 points off the playoffs when we sacked him. Exactly. So it was a strange one. But from a Sunderland perspective, we kind of look at it as though all the pressure is on Newcastle, because we've got now to lose. You're expected to win, and expected to win well. If you look at the squads, I think I was reading a stat or something today where your squad on Monday was like £259 million worth of players. Our squad's worth like 7.5. So it just shows you how far the two teams have come since the last derby.
I think you better take another 20 million out of that at the minute. The way our injuries list is going, Jesus.
But we kind of see it as kind of a free hit, and all the pressure is on you, especially with the way that things have gone the last few weeks for you as well. I mean, if we were to win, it's a massive, massive task. But if we were to win, do you think Eddie Howe's under pressure? Is he already under pressure?
No. That's my personal opinion. Now, obviously, we're both on X at the minute, and we've seen, or you've probably seen, the divide in the Newcastle fan base right now is unbelievable. I'm all for Eddie. I'm all for the board, Amanda, Murdad, Jamie Rubin and all that. And it's like we said, the way we finished last year, we were 3 to 5 years ahead of what we were putting on paper. I said at the beginning of this season, if we landed a trophy, finished top 8, I would be happy with that. At the minute, I'm taking the trophy out of an equation. If we finish top 8 the way things is going at the minute with a threadbare squad, I will be happy. But ideally, I like top 6, but I'm not raising my expectations that much. I don't think Eddie's under pressure. I do think he's got some things to answer, like some of his tactical decisions at the minute. And like I say, I don't attain to know it all. Like, I'm not a tactical genius. Like, as a female, I still don't understand the offside rule, and I'm quite proud of that. I'm quite proud of that, to be perfectly honest. There's times when I'll go, yeah, that's definitely offside, and I'll be like, I'm not too sure, so I'm not going to have an opinion on that. But there is some things tactically. I mean, we've got Barnes sitting on the bench at the minute. Why isn't he getting a run out? And then you've got people guards because they don't want him, and if they play him so much, they'll trigger this release clause, and you're just going, right. And then you've got Isak, I've noticed, had a groin injury, came back, and obviously because Callum Wilson's like glassing his naft off to Dubai at the minute, you can still see Isak's holding himself back because if he powers himself on too much, if he pulls that again, then we haven't got a striker. You've got Anthony Gordon running himself ragged. You've got the fan bases turning on Miggy at the minute. There's all these rumours doing the rounds about what the lads have been doing extracurricular-wise at the minute.
I've seen that.
And you're just sat going, what on earth is going on? I don't think Eddie's lost the dressing room. I don't think he's lost respect for the players. I think he's got to start kicking some backside, to be perfectly honest, and start asking questions of what is going on.
I mean, I'm amazed that the fans are criticising him. To be honest, the job that he's done to where he's took his Champions League football and all that sort of stuff. Yes, you can throw a bad spell, but when you look at the injuries what he's got at the minute, it's unreal.
We've got over half a squad out. I
mean, all top players. Trippier, I think he might be back for Saturday. I'm not sure, but Anderson, all them, they're all out. So I didn't know. It's a strange one that he is getting criticised. I mean, all managers are under pressure when they start losing a run of games. I think it's 7 out of the last 8 or something years have lost. But I don't know. I mean, I have seen some of the Newcastle YouTubers on X and all criticising Miggy as well. But I don't know. It's a strange one. I'd be surprised if he is under pressure, or he should be under pressure really for what he's done. But you never know, do you? When the owners are spending that sort of money and they'll want results quick, won't they?
There's that, but I mean, Amanda and all them always said that they were in it for the long haul. Didn't expect results overnight, and I don't think anybody should have expected that overnight. It's not like we're going to have all this money ploughed into it to become the next Premier League champions, because, like you say, FFP's absolutely knacked that as well. I think a culmination of things at the minute is, if you didn't know this, our head physio's left.
All right.
So this is actually asking a lot of questions at the minute of. So Sven Botman did an interview the other day saying that he did his knee at the Brentford game and played another 2 games before his knee swelled up, and was like, hold on. And then when they went back, the scans showed worse than the injury actually was. So why didn't the physio pick up on that? Then you've had the likes of, I think it's Harvey Barnes is out with his back at the minute, or no, Elliot Anderson's out with his back at the minute. Or no, he's told. Oh God, there's that many of them. We've got somebody out with a back problem that was only diagnosed for like 4 to 5 weeks. Elliot Anderson, we've never seen him since he had his injury. Like you say, Callum Wilson's made of glass. Apparently, naffed off to Dubai on Monday.
Did he?
Apparently so. You've got Dan Burn broke 3 vertebrae in his back. He's come back. He's still not right. Like I say, you've got everybody nursing injuries. Lascelles, Trippier with a groin, questionable. So why hasn't the physio team picked up on this? And like I say, Sven Botman was a constant, we haven't got a time frame, we haven't got a time frame, we haven't got a time frame. Then all of a sudden he's back and you're just going, hold on.
Strange.
1 minute you didn't have a time frame and now you do. So what's going on behind the scenes with a physio? So I think that could be a root of the problem. And if it is the root of the problem and it's now gone, hopefully we might see an improvement. But I don't know.
So, like I said, the pressure is on you, I think. So based on that, what kind of side do you think that he'd put out? Is he going to put his strongest team? I think, is it the week after you got Man City, the week after, and then Aston Villa? So you've got 2 tough games coming up anyway. So will he dare risk some players? Bearing in mind, if we do somehow manage to have a miracle and do win, that could have a massive knock-on effect.
I want him to, but I think knowing Eddie will keep a bit of firepower on the bench. Personally, I wouldn't start Dan Burn. He was shocking on Monday night against Salah. I wouldn't start him. I wouldn't give him the captain's armband if Trips isn't playing. Ideally, I'd like Trips to start, but maybe keep him on the bench if he is partially fit. You've got Tino Livramento, you've got Shaw, you've got Botman. Bring Emil Kraft in. There would probably be a back 4 to look at. Then you're looking at the likes of
Richie might play.
Yeah, Richie. You might start Richie and leave Gordon off on the sides and see how he does. Give Gordon a bit of time off along with Mickey. Bring Richie on, Joe Linton, Bruno. And then, like you say, bring Isak on and maybe somebody else. I think he's going to go semi-strong. And then if things aren't going the way he wants them to, he'll bring on firepower. If things are still going the way he wants them to, he'll still bring on the firepower, but not for as long as he wants. Because like you say, it's FA Cup, and yes, we do want a trophy, but you're also looking at our league position at the minute. We're currently 9th. We were, 3rd this time last year?
Mm-hmm.
And there wasn't much in the way of points difference. And at the minute, the title race is wide open. There's only 5 points between the top 6.
Oh, without a doubt. It's good that there's some, like the other lesser clubs, if you like, are up there. Aston Villa, prime example.
Yes. Aston Villa need a massive shout out the way they're going at the minute. They're on fire.
Aye, and that's your next 2 games is Man City and them. So
exactly.
But I just think for the fans, I don't think he dares play too much of a weakened team, because if it backfires, then he's going to get in the net again. But I mean, who should, as Sunderland, who should we be really worried about? I mean, I have seen his play quite a few times this season. So obviously you've got Gordon, who's a good player, light and fast. But is there any other players that we should be kind of be worried about?
Tino, I do think Tino's a strong link down that wing as well when he gets going. Isak, if he gets the space. For 23-year-old, that kid, Jesus Christ. I've never known anything like it. I don't know if you've seen the picture that has been doing the rounds where Isak's got a dog, or he's got a couple of dogs, and the dogs have now turned into teams that we've beat. It's quite funny. It used to get added to every week, and at the minute it's not. But for 23-year-old, that kid is just outstanding when he gets going.
Didn't you pay a lot of money for him, though? Did you pay quite a bit of money for him, didn't you?
60 million.
I thought it was quite a big fee.
60 million. So far, he's been worth his weight in every penny. Personally, I think Joe Linton's going to be a one to watch. Him and Bruno, I think if they get niggled at, one of them will be sent off. I do see a couple of red cards in this game.
That's my worry now. We've got a couple of players like that in our Luco and I, and he just grabs shirts for fun. So Joe Linton, Bruno's a bit of a hothead and all, isn't he? So it could be fine. The referee isn't the best either. Craig Pawson, who from our point of view, he's an absolute nightmare. I think we've only won 2 games of the 13 games when he's refed us. There's no VAR. So
there's no VAR? Oh God, wait, I tell you that.
No, there's no VAR in the FA Cup, so they're going to have to make their own decisions, which is going to be interesting. But
and Bruno's on a 4th yellow card, so if he gets a 5th one, that'll be his 10th yellow card of the season, and that's him out for 2 games.
Oh, he'd be suspended, wouldn't he? So maybe he might miss him.
Very, very careful. So I wouldn't be shocked if Eddie actually decides to leave Bruno on the bench for a bit.
Aye, especially with them 2 games coming, so possibly, aye. I mean, I certainly won't be too disappointed to see him not playing, because I think he's one of your best players. But is there any Sunderland players what Newcastle are frightened of? You probably haven't seen many of our players playing over the last couple of years, but is there any players with a reputation what you've heard of or you could be frightened of?
I'm going to be honest, Wayne, right? Me and him, we do like to watch a lot of football. I mean, I'm not as massively into other clubs as what he is. And there has been the odd occasional time we've sat and watched Sunderland, like if we're in the pub or we're just sat in the house and there's nothing on the telly, we'll sit and watch Sunderland. And Luke O'Neill, I think, could be a one to watch. And Jack Clark. I think they get the space that they want and the service that they want, they could be deadly.
I think that on the left-hand side, because if Jack Clark plays on the left, and if he's playing against Livermentino, that's going to be a good battle because they're both good players. I've been impressed with Livermentino when I think he's probably not far away from being better than Trippier, if I'm honest.
Yeah. He's nearly up there with Trips, like. I'm
just a bit, because Roberts is injured for us, so he's not going to be playing Saturday. So him against Dan Burn might have been a good battle and all. But our centre forward, you probably know it's been a year since one of our centre forwards scored, but one of our centre forwards scored at the weekend. So we're looking for him to continue the run on Saturday. But it's a massive ask. Luke O'Neill is a hothead. If anybody will get sent off, it'll be him.
I think there'll be one from each side at least.
I hope not, because if somebody gets sent off, it spoils the game. I'd rather the referee, uses his loaf and doesn't do that, because if it does, either side, it'll just spoil the game. And it's live on telly, to sell out 6,000 of you is going to be there. We didn't want it spoiled by an early red card. It'll be struck with.
No. I think an early red card as well, or a red card of any description, it'll cause carnage between both sets of fans.
It'll kill a game. Game. On the ticketing then, and we spoke just before we came on air there. So the ticketing kind of thing for Newcastle, it's been commented over the last few months. It's a bit of a strange way they're working the ticketing for Newcastle. So have you applied for a ticket? Did you get one?
I did. I balloted for a ticket and was unsuccessful. So the way that our new season with tickets is being brought in, if Sunderland fans didn't know this, is obviously you've got your season ticket holders, and then the hierarchy decide to bring in these memberships. So a membership is about £27 for the year. It gives you the right to put in for tickets after season ticket holders have had their share of whatever tickets that they want. So basically now nothing goes on general sale. You've got to be a member to have a ticket. So then the next thing they came out with was, so see, I was a season ticket holder, which I am, and you're a member, and I can't go to, say the tie was at home at Newcastle, right? For instance, if I couldn't go and I wanted you to go, I can't just hand you my ticket anymore. So we used to be able to get our season tickets on because they've encouraged everybody to go digital tickets on their mobile now to try and cut down on tickets being passed around in Taunton. It's worked and it hasn't. You still can have a card if you wish, but it's just making things so much more difficult. So if I wanted to pass on my digital season ticket now to you to go to a match, you have to be a member who has to be linked up to my account, and I have to inform the club that you're going to have my ticket for that game, which isn't a problem. Excuse me. So you would get the ticket for the game. But if anything was to happen with you at that game, so say like you got refused entry if they decided to ID check you, which never really happens, but that's what they're threatening now, and you didn't have ID to say that you are the person that now has the ticket, you turned away, the club will go back and go, right, so Wayne had that ticket, Wayne got the ticket from Shelley. The club will come back to me and say, Wayne didn't have his ID, we haven't let him in, we're putting a marker on your season ticket, right?
Oh, wow, dear me.
If you were to cause trouble, whether it be a home or away game with my ticket, I would have my loyalty points taken off us and then possibly my season ticket taken off us.
Dear me, that's a bit harsh, isn't it?
So that's the strong route we're going down. When it comes to going to away games now, so for instance, Sunderland, right? So we got an allocation of 6,000 tickets, supposedly. Rumour has it 1,800 to 2,000 were taken out for corporates. That left us with about approximately 4,000. I'm guessing at numbers here because it was anything from like 3,500 to 4,000. And if there's any Newcastle fans watching this, which I doubt,
You never know.
They'll probably be able to back us up a little bit more. But like I say, for rough estimate, there was 4,000 tickets. So much of that went on sale to season ticket holders with, we have a point system. So it was 45 points. And then normally what they do is they drop the points once a day at, say, 10 o'clock in the morning. They decide to drop the ticket points twice a day up until a certain point. So it started off at like 45, and then it went to 42, and then to 38, then to 35. And I think by 35, it said sold out. Now, what they do is they keep a small section back because they have to put a ballot up. This is how they get around a general sale now. So season ticket holders that put in for the ballot were allowed to, like myself, because I only have 2 away points, which I've managed to get this season, which I've been lucky enough to get. Because when you ballot, it depends on whether, if you've got less than the 35 points and you've got 0 points, that means you can put in for that ballot. And if you get a ticket, you're lucky, like myself, Dortmund and Man United, that's how I've got my points, you get the points. It's all drawn out of a hat. Basically, it's a case of your bank will be debited the amount of cost for the tickets, I think, which was like £32. So I would have £64 taken out of the bank. Or if somebody sent tickets back, if I was unsuccessful, I'd get a phone call saying, there's 2 tickets, do you want them? If you do, go on to the reservations in your account, you can pay for them that way, and the tickets are yours. Brilliant. And that's how our ticket system works now. It's a shambles because you get a lot of fans saying that the away atmosphere has gone down the pan. And I've not been to a lot of away games. I've done a few. I would say I've done about 8 or 10 now. Last season, when you didn't have all this points, ballot and stuff, I got tickets given off friends. So I did Chelsea away for the final game of the season last year. Did the boats, went into Chelsea. Absolutely amazing. Sang Anthony Gordon's name for 90 odd minutes. And the atmosphere from there has died off. Like, I did Dortmund. I was lucky enough to get an away ticket for Dortmund. And the atmosphere was sour. Oh, Wayne, you've got no idea. We were in the standing area downstairs. I decided to go to the toilet just before the match started. When I come back, they wouldn't let us in. Now, trying to get out, I turned around and said to some other guys that I was standing with, this will be another Hillsborough. That's how bad it was. You couldn't get out. There was fans passing tickets to get into the same section as their mates, just to crowd it out. So in the finish, there was a Newcastle steward took upstairs and stand in the seating area. Well, we didn't have tickets for seats. So we had to stand on a staircase that was like that. And if we had scored, you walk down that staircase. I mean, people were that drunk, they were falling down the stairs. I even saw a fight between my own fans. That's how bad it got. But give the Germans their dues. The hospitality was fantastic. The beer park that I had outside the ground was amazing. Yeah, you did get eyeballed a little bit, but it was nothing major. But it was worse trying to get back to the hotel. I mean, we stayed right outside of Dortmund. Trying to get back to the hotel was a nightmare because we've only got one tram system, and trying to put 80,000 fans on a tram is good fun. I mean, we waited 2 hours for a taxi. Well,
I can see it must have been a nightmare when Max may feel better when we had just been queuing to get tickets for Accrington Stanley. Perspective, doesn't it? But I mean, as you know, there's like all the north stand. We've all been shifted out, me included. We've had to move, so that's kind of caused an absolute uproar from our supporters that we've all had to be shifted. But it is what it is, you know. It's FA Cup rules that we've got to give up to 15% of the ground to away fans, so that's where it's come from. It doesn't help.
It still technically wasn't 15%. It was
12%. No, we didn't give you 15%. I think I know they had meetings with some of the securities. Apparently, our security officer is a mag. Apparently,
yeah. So, I think I know him. Unfortunately,
he's been quite involved. But like I say, I've managed to get a seat just opposite, so I'm actually there's where the away end is. You've got a tunnel, the other side of the tunnel, so I'm sitting just next to the Newcastle fans, so that should be interesting. But I just hope it's a good game. I hope there's no trouble. I'd be very surprised if there isn't any trouble. And there's cordons in place for coming through, but I've heard there's like 120 coaches coming through.
Yeah, so that was another one. So obviously with my job in town, that obviously you know what I do now. We get chatting to the police pretty much on a Friday and Saturday night, and been having a chat with one of the guys over the last weekend. And so what was brought in was obviously Northumbria Police didn't want Newcastle to have that full allocation. They wanted just to have, I think it was 2,500. And some of the supporters groups turned around and said, is there anything we can do to maximise that? So like we say, we didn't get a full 15%. We got 12%, which, 6,000 still a half decent number. But the restrictions that were put in place is causing some uproars. So like yourself, used to be a bus driver and I've worked for Stagecoach and Go North East. Still got contacts to Go North East. Now, I was told off a Go North East driver the other week that the club had approached Go North East about putting buses on for the supporters. Obviously, Go North East haven't got enough, so they're bringing drivers up from Manchester and paying them an absolute fortune for the day. So there was one, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
So, £250 a day. Give me some, I'll drive a bus. So the next thing was, so when you got your tickets, nobody has actually physically got that ticket for the match yet, right? So what they've been told is, you're not allowed to use the metro. You have to go on club-provided transport, or you don't get your ticket to get in. Right?
Oh, I heard that. So you get your ticket when you get on the bus.
Yeah, so fans have got tickets to get on the bus. You've got a specific time. So I think the first bus runs out at about 9:30 in the morning. They will drive down to Sunderland. They're going to be put into a sterile area. I think they're going to be put straight into the ground. Concessions going to be open. And basically buses are just going to run back and forwards until all the fans are down.
Are they not parking the buses at the ground? I
don't think they've got enough. Let's put it that way.
Got you.
They've been told no drinking on the bus at all. There's going to be ID checks on the bus, but not 100% ID checks. You're probably looking at 50-50. And you'll get your ticket when you get on the bus. So say if it was me, you and my other half were going together, we'd all get, if we've got the same time frame, we'd all get on the bus together to get seats together. There's no names on tickets. It's basically you get your seat. If you turn up and you haven't travelled on club official transport, you're not getting in. Simple as that. Right. One way they want to try and keep, obviously, all the fighting and everything to a minimum, which I totally understand. And then after the match, it's basically going to be the same back. They stay in the ground in the sterile area, and then they're all ferried back into Newcastle.
So there's going to be some fans that are going to be waiting for possibly a couple of hours before they get picked up and be took back.
Yeah. Basically, yeah.
That's going to be depending on what result. That's going to be interesting after the match.
And then you've got fans that come from Durham, Bristol, London, things like that. They've now got to travel up and find parking in Newcastle to travel back. Now, personally, if I had been going myself, I wanted to take the car because we're actually working on Saturday night. So, obviously, I do a bit of work in Sunderland, so I've got access to free car parking. Club said no. I couldn't even take my car, park. I think it's a 20-minute walk outside the ground. I mean, we even said, look, we wouldn't wear our colours. No, you have to travel on club-approved transport or you just don't get in.
I mean, I can see where they're coming from, I suppose, to stop all the trouble, but you're still going to get Newcastle fans coming through on the metro who are not going to the game, going into the town centre. That's where the issue will be. It'll not be the ones who are going to the game. It'll be round about the fans who come through. But I suppose I can see where they're coming from. It's a good idea that they're getting ferried to and from the ground, and that's all they'll see is the ground on the way back. But after the game, it's going to be a long way for some of them fans to be took back.
Exactly. I mean, what we've known each other for 6-8 years now, and we've always been about the banter. Like we love each other like a brother and sister at the best of times. For us, it's the banter. If anybody wants to go there and start causing trouble, then on their head be it. Yeah. Because trouble starts, and in my line of work, when the trouble starts, that's when somebody gets killed, and that is the last thing we want from both sides.
it's like the genuine fans and not the ones that will cause the trouble. It'll be the numpties who come through and just want to fight, not even like football, just because they're from Newcastle, you know, and from Sunderland. It'll be from both sides. They'll be arranging to meet up somewhere.
Yeah.
But I hope not. You know, I hope it all guns off without too much trouble. Guarantee you're going to get some bother, but let's just hope it's at the minimum.
We just want a damn good derby match that we can, you know, have a bit banter with for the next few years.
Do you know what though? I mean, I've been doing a couple of videos, just like previewing the game. I'll be doing one tomorrow, and I've had quite a few Newcastle fans commenting, and it's not like bad banter. That's been a good, like, light-hearted, because it's been that long. You know, it's a cup game. It's not a league game. It's a one-off, and I think it'll be. I'm hoping it'll be all right. You're expected to win. We're going there expecting to get beat. So it's not like in years gone by, you know, where it's been, you know,
where everything's on the line.
Aye, but we'll wait and see. But I'm going to put you on the spot. What's your score prediction then for Saturday?
It's not massive, to be perfectly honest, mate. I'm saying 2-1 Newcastle.
2-1.
2-1.
Well, I'm going to be hopeful and see we'll get a 1-1 draw and then see what happens after that. But
smash one penalties.
I think there'll be no boy looking against that, I don't think. But
oh God.
Like I say, just hope it's a good game. Hope it's a classic. And let's hope I'm just hoping we'll give you a decent game.
Exactly.
I know there'll be some of your fans coming expecting us to batter us, but we know our cup games didn't work that way. I think both our records in the FA Cup over recent years have been shocking.
Yeah, definitely. I think friends on both sides.
I think I think last 3 years, third round for yous.
Yeah,
Cambridge and Sheffield. So you know, we normally get back in the first round when we win League One. So you know, it hasn't been the best of cups, but we'll wait and see. But we'll see how we get on. Brian, I do appreciate you coming on. It's been great to catch up and great to see you.
All right.
No doubt we'll have a bit banter before and after the game as well when we see what the scores are.
Definitely, mate.
Where are you going to watch it anyway? Are you going to the pub to watch it or?
Yeah, we're just going along the local because, like I say, we're at work on the Saturday night in town, so obviously we've got to be extra switched on at the weekend. So couple of beers, come back, have a snooze, and then off to work for us.
Oh, nice one. Well, I'll not be drinking today. I'll have the car, so I don't drink, but I'll be keeping myself right. But we'll hope it's a good game. But the best of luck, and we'll catch up.
Same to you, mate.
Cheers, Shelley.
See you.
Bye-bye.